Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Warhammer 40,000 unboxing video with Zebu Nation. And here we're going to unbox another Kill Team starter set. This time it's for Drop Force Imperator. They are the Astra Militarum starter set. They're the elites of the Astra Militarum. They used to be known as the Stormtroopers, but now they go by a different name. They go by the Tempestus Scions. Maybe a little less, negative imagery there with that name. But anyway, this is the starter set for the Kill Team. I've had this for a while, so it's, as you can see here, it's already unboxed to the side here. I'm just going to go over what's in it, what you get for it, what kind of value you get for it. Now, you can find these boxes on sale between $40 and $50. If you're paying much more than say $55, you're paying a little bit too much for these, but you can find them at your hobby shop, you can find them at Amazon. These ones are available quite a bit, so you don't have to worry about any kind of scarcity or anything like that with this particular box set. Now we'll get right into what you get into it, and of course you get the instruction manual. It's a pretty good instruction manual. This is one of the first starter sets they introduced, so it's got a very robust manual. It shows you on the cover what you're gonna get, and you turn a few pages here on the inside and it goes into a little bit more detail. Now this is a little bit deceiving because you think maybe you're getting 10 models, you're getting a whole squad, but no, what you're getting is the ability to modify 5 models 2 different ways. You can either have your generic Scion squad, where you have a heavy weapons trooper, you have a Tempestor leader, sort of like their sergeant or their lieutenant, depending on the rank. They just sort of call them Tempestors, whatever. It's hard to understand their rank, but anyway, you get those 2 guys, and then a few troopers with their hotshot las guns. Or if you're looking for a more advanced squad, you can build a command squad where you get a Tempestor Prime, who's like, a captain maybe. He's like, a much higher rank. You get, a couple of different heavy weapons officers. You can get a flag bearer. You can get a medical officer or a Vox officer. You can put a lot of different troopers into this box, and that's one thing this box gives you. Is it gives you a lot of variety in how you're going to build your models. Now it doesn't give you a lot of models, like I said, only 5, but if you're looking to add to your army, I think this is pretty good. Now the other thing it gives you is it gives you some terrain to play around with. You got a couple of cargo containers here. You get some oil barrels or some promethium barrels, I guess, and then some ammo crates. And that just lets you add a little bit of terrain here and there to whatever board you're playing on. So the important thing to note about this isn't a full expansion. You can't play a game with just this expansion. This is just to add another kill team to your repertoire. It's not to replace the whole game. You still need to buy the basic kill team box, or at least the rules, and then find some board to play on. So again, I mentioned that you can build these guys a lot of different ways, and the directions show that. It's a very thick manual. It shows you all the different ways and all the different types of troopers that you can build with this one box set. So that's very good for customization. And then of course it gives you the data sheets for each unit. You got all the Scions, you've got all the commanders and things like that. And look at all the options. Just tons and tons of different weapon options and things like that. You can get a pistola de plasma if you're on Espanol. I'm sure they've got directions in lots of different languages: Italian, German, French. They got you covered. Of course, English as well. So very good manual. Very happy about that. This was a big help when I was building these guys, because I just wasn't sure what to do and how to build these guys and what weapons to take and all that kind of stuff. So having such an extensive manual was very helpful. Then the other thing that was very helpful was the next the Drop Force Imperator Fluff Manual, basically. This is the introduction to the Scions. It has you know, a lot of different stories and missions and things like that that these guys have gone on, different characters. As you can see here, some very nice art as well. Some nice pictures of the models going up against Gene Stealers. So this is just another one of those good little additions to these stories that help you get in touch with the flavor of this kill team and what it's all about. So next, let's get on to some of the other things you get in the box. You get, of course, a lot of tokens, and these are specially color-coded to the Scions. You get the gray and red tokens of all different types there. You also get the Scion Cards here, and these are also incredibly helpful. And this is one of the main reasons to buy the box, in my opinion. Because, first of all, you get these special cards that are just for the Tempesta Scions, and they're basically your strategy cards. They're extra strategy cards. They don't come necessarily in the main game. So this can actually give you a little bit of a leg up on your competition with these extra strategy cards. And they let you spend your command points to do different things throughout the game, give your team different orders. And if you're looking to play, you know, the Militarum, Astra Militarum, and you want some Scions, this is the main reason to buy the box, is these cards. You can also buy these cards separately now for about $15, so you could also go that route if you don't necessarily want the models. But then they also give you the data cards here. And these data cards are helpful because they also show you how to build your units, right? So if you just look at these cards and say, okay, I'm going to build Trooper Lucas. He's got a hotshot las gun. He's just your basic Scion. He's a medic, so you can build him using the medic stuff that is on the sprue. And that'll help you sort of figure out how to build these guys, especially if you're new to building models and you don't necessarily have an idea of what you want your team to look like. You can just build the Drop Force Imperator as it's been designed, as it is in the manual, and you'll still have a pretty good team. I will get to the models themselves here. As I mentioned, I've had these for a while, so I already have the models built and painted, and here they are. This is the 5 guys in my... It's basically a command squad without the flag bearer. So what I did, instead of a flag bearer, I have a Vox officer, and I've still got the 2 heavy weapons troopers. I've got the Tempestor, and I've got the medic officer there, Trooper Lucas, as we looked at. Now you may be saying to yourself, 5 models, is that enough for a kill team? And the answer to that is no. If these guys were say Grey Knights, or if they were some other kind of Space Marine, then 5 would be enough. But unfortunately for the Scions, this is only between 60 and 70 points worth of a kill team. So you will need other models to supplement this kill team. So if you're looking for an out-of-the-box solution for a kill team, maybe Drop Force Imperator isn't for you, right? Because you will have to add either regular guardsmen to this unit, which you can. You can add regular guardsmen to a Tempestor unit, and they'll work together. Or you have to go out and buy another box of Scions to supplement this. And, you know, the Scions cost, not in dollars, but in terms of points, they cost between, I think it's 10 and 15 points for a Scion. So you'll need, in order to get to 100 points, you know, you'll need between 8 to 10 models to actually get up there. And that's okay. It does bring me to one point that I wanted to make. If you wanted to sort of do half and half, let's say you want these Scions, but you don't necessarily want to spend all the money to buy a whole other box, you can go the bits route. And if you don't know what bits are just sort of the things you have left over after you've built the models. And so after I built these models, I had a lot of things left over. I had a lot of arms, a lot of heads, a lot of weapons left over, you know, tons of las guns and flamethrowers and all kinds of stuff. And so I just went on to eBay and I bought a couple of legs and torsos. You know, maybe you can get some legs and torsos for about $10 in terms of bits. And what I did is I actually built a whole other second squad of Scions out of just bits. And here they are up here. Let's move them a little closer here, so you can see what I was able to use. I was able to find some Cadian torsos for about $5 and actually some Scion legs for about $5. And I just using the bits, I was able to put together a grenade launcher, a Tempestor Prime, a couple of troopers, and a flamethrower trooper. So that will get me to my 100 points of Scions, no problem, even a little over 100 points of Scions. So now if I want to field an entire kill team of just Scions, I have that option just using the bits left over from this box and a few bits that I bought online. So that's an interesting way to go. Little hobby tip right there. And then the final thing, well, there's two final things you get in this box. You get a couple of some special missions that are just for the Scions, and these use actually not the basic map that comes in the big kill team box, but it used the Sector Munitorum kill zone, which is sort of like the Tempestor's home turf when it comes to kill team. For whatever reason, that's where they do a lot of their fighting. So these are some special missions just for the Scions. You've got the final thing you get is a special card just for the crates, and as you can see here, it's got Michigan Critical Supplies. Any Tempesta Scion who's next to a crate, they get a bonus. So it's an interesting little strategy for one command point, that if you're using the Scions and if there are some of these crates around, then you get a little bonus. And finally, I guess we'll look at the crates that we're talking about here. You get two of these big suckers here in the box. You got to build these. They come in pieces just like everything else. The only thing that you don't have to build are these smaller crates. They come pre-assembled, and the barrels, of course. You get 6 crates and 6 barrels. So you can use them, you can build little like towers with them and have them be just extra bits of terrain. So there you go. There's our Scions, there's our terrain. You can see sort of how they compare to these terrain. It's a good size, it's, you know, very well scaled, there's no problem there. So I think overall, I like this box because I think the Scions are a really cool option for the Astra Militarum. But again, you can't use this as your out-of-the-box kill team. You have to do some stuff. You have to buy some extra things, some extra models, if you want a full kill team out of this box. So is it good value? Maybe not, but it is a good supplement if you're going to play Astra Militarum. So there you go. There's our review of the Drop Force Imperator Kill Team expansion. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.